Smart Drivers, Rick with Smart Drive Test. Today we have a review of the AUTO-VOX dash cam. It's a good dash cam. It's the dash cam that I use to shoot my videos. It shoots in 1080p and shoots at 140-degree wide angles. So it is a good camera and produces high quality video. Every once in a while, every now and again, it does get an odd tone color to the video, but for the most part it produces clear, high quality video, and I would recommend it. It is a 4-star dash cam. I would give it 4 stars out of 5. There are some cons to the dash cam. There is a bit of a learning curve in terms of getting it to do what you want it to do. However, it doesn't have a whole lot of options, but it does have a few options. One of the options that I just cannot get it to do is to protect, which is essentially it overwrites the video. So every 6 hours you get about 6 hours of video on the card that they provide, the memory card, and it will overwrite the old video. So if you want to lock something out, I haven't been able to figure out how to get it to do that yet. So I'm fairly careful in terms of downloading video that I need right away when I'm making my video. So that's one of the cons of it, but for the most part it is really good. And my suggestions to the company would be to expand their user's manual and the information that's on their website. Saying that, their customer service is really good. They did get back to me within 24 hours. So what we're going to do today, we're going to give you a review of the dash cam, go over the pros and cons of the dash cam, and give you some more information. So stick around. I'll be right back with that. Hi there, Smart Drivers. Welcome back. Rick with Smart Drive Test. Today we have a review of the AUTO-VOX dash cam. This is the dash cam that I use for shooting my video. And as I said in the introduction, it shoots 1080p at 140-degree angles. So it gives you a good view of the sidewalk on both sides of the road. The video is clear, and every once in a while it does have an odd tinge, as you can see here in the video. There's a blue tinge in the winter time, and it doesn't handle glare very well if you're driving into glaring sun. But for the most part, it gives you very clear and very distinct video that is high quality, that will allow you to use it to make videos with if you're in the same kind of video making production that I am in, which is shooting in my car. So the unit is quite compact. It's a small camera, so it's not going to obstruct your view while you're driving in the vehicle. As you can see, it fits in my hand. I can hold it with one hand. The suction cup allows you to move the dash cam very easily between vehicles. You simply just turn the dial and then pull the little tab here on the top of the suction cup, and it comes right off, and you can move that around into other vehicles. And to put it back on, you simply just put it on in the mounting position where you want it. I don't have it quite straight. Get it to the straight position. Again, you have to pull the tab to get it to peel off, and then just push it in, turn the knob, and it is secure in all weather. It's secure in sub-zero temperatures and those types of things. It's been wintertime here, and I basically left it in the vehicle most of the winter time. I haven't taken it out, and it works just fine in sub-zero temperatures. I don't know about the heat, whether it's going to take the heat in the summertime of being left in the vehicle in 35+ degrees Celsius weather, you know, 100-degree Fahrenheit weather. I don't know whether it's going to sustain that, but it does go in. So the locking mechanism, you just put this on here and then slide it across, and then you can simply adjust it when you turn it on. Now there's 2 cords that I have in here. One is the power cord, which is a USB that mini that plugs in, and it goes in on the side here for the power. And then the other one I bought, the GPS, which is $12, I believe, an adapter for the GPS. Now I wouldn't recommend buying the GPS, because in order to get the GPS to work, you have to use the AUTO-VOX player, and it won't record onto your video. So it's not stamped onto your video in terms of the speed, and that was the reason that I bought the GPS. So the GPS didn't work, and the only time that you can actually view how fast you were going at that particular junction was if you're on their player, and you can't download that player into an MP4 or some other movie format that will allow you to view it later on. So I just found that unfortunately the GPS edition was a waste of my money. So there are clips that come in the package, as you can see here in the image, that will allow you to tie these cables up, down the window, and those types of things, but I just leave them hanging down in here. And probably not very safe. But because I have the camera in and out of the vehicle all the time, and I'm moving it between different vehicles, I need the cables, so I don't secure them in the vehicle. But if you have it in the same vehicle all the time, you can secure it down, and there are little clips that come with the dash cam that will allow you to do that. So that's the other thing. So I have the GPS and the power cable, and then the other thing that I like about it is that the power adapter for your vehicle has a USB port as well. So I'm driving an older vehicle, so I don't have a USB port in my vehicle, so I can plug my iPhone in and charge it on longer trips, which is a very nice addition to the power cables. As well, it comes with a cable that allows you to hook it up to your computer. Now, it saves the files in 5-minute increments, so every 5 minutes you get a different file, which for me is a bit of an inconvenience because I'm making a movie and I have to line those files up, and they overlap a little bit. So it's not, you can't just butt them up against each other and they work. And I'll show you that on the computer in case you are making videos like I am and using a dash cam. It is a bit inconvenience, but I've got really good at lining up the audio. So it doesn't take very long, but it is one of the inconveniences. As I said, the menu, there's a bit of a learning curve in terms of using the camera and getting it set up and those types of things. Once you get it set up, it's fairly self-sufficient. It turns on by itself. It automatically records. It'll wait 20 seconds after you turn the key to the on position before it actually starts, so there isn't a power surge and it damages your camera. It does come with a memory card, a fairly big memory card that will allow you to record about 6 hours of video, so it's a fairly long trip before you have to download stuff if you want to download and keep records of your trips and those types of things. It does have audio, and the audio is not too bad. It's pretty good for not having a microphone and those types of things. So overall, it's a good camera and produces high quality video. As I said, it does overwrite the video, and unfortunately I haven't figured out how to protect the video yet if I want video that I'm going to save. So you might want to turn it off or whatnot if you can't figure out how to do that. Probably what I need to do is I need to get in touch with customer service and ask them how to do that, because it just, from the owner's manual, I cannot figure that bit of information out. The rest of it is fairly self-explanatory, and you'll find that it works fairly well right out of the box. Now, there are a couple of things in the box. Actually, there's one thing in the box that I haven't really figured out what it's for, which is the wrench, but otherwise, everything out of the box will allow this camera to work quite well. And again, it comes out of the vehicle. You just pinch this little tab here and then slide the camera across, and it comes right out of the vehicle. So that's the AUTO-VOX dash cam. I'm going to go to the computer now, and I'll show you the files on the computer, and I'll give you a couple of clips of show you how well this camera actually works. So stick around. I'm going to go over to the computer. At the computer here, looking at the AUTO-VOX dash cam and the files that you get when you plug it into your computer. So you plug it into your computer, and the screen on the AUTO-VOX dash cam will come up with mass storage, and you simply select mass storage. And when you go into your files, I have a Mac, so you go into volume 1 and click on that, click on card V, click on movies, and you'll see the list of videos that it has produced here. And as I said, it's in 5-minute increments in the files that are in the memory card on the AUTO-VOX dash cam. So you simply select the ones you want, and for myself, what I do to find the ones that I want, because they're all numbered sequentially here, is I take these and I pull them into QuickTime Player here, and it comes up on QuickTime Player, and then simply you can just slide the scrubber across here and you can fast forward through the video and have a fairly quick look and locate quickly which piece of video that you're looking for. So that's the way that I do it on a Mac. It obviously works a little bit better on a Windows machine because it is designed for Windows, and if you get the player that you can download for the dash cam with the GPS unit, it only plays on Windows. So know that as well about the GPS unit, that it only plays on Windows. If you have an Apple like I do, it's not going to be any good to you because you can't use it. Now, I use ScreenFlow to edit my videos. So here is one of my videos, and this is actually my night driving video that you can look at on YouTube. And I have two pieces of video here. The large piece is the dash cam, and it actually works fairly well at night, especially if there are streetlights and those types of things. So this whole track down here is the dash cam video, and as I said, it works well, especially if there are street lights and whatnot and other traffic. And again, you can look at that video on my YouTube channel. Just go on and search night driving and you'll be able to find it. Now, if we look at two clips here, as I said, the clips overlap. So if we go to the end of the two clips, just find the two clips, the two ends for you. Here's the two ends. So essentially what I've done here is I've put markers in. I found two words that were the same at the end of both clips. So I'll just remove that. And essentially what I've done here is if I play this, that they're curving around. The word here where I had the marker is at that. And then essentially what I do is I put the scrubber where I want it. I right click for ScreenFlow and add marker. And then I just type in a name for the marker and it puts in a marker. Now what I do is do the same on this clip, and then I line the two of them up, the two marks up here on the scrubber, and it will line up almost perfectly on this. Now if you're using ScreenFlow, you have to take the snapping off too, because it moves too far. Whereas if you take the snapping off, you can move it one frame at a time. And what I suggest is move it one frame. So there's one frame, 2 frames, 3 frames. So move it 3 frames to the left. If it isn't lining up for you, then move it 3 frames to the right. And then if it doesn't line up, then you're doing something wrong. It's not the right video track, or you're not in the right place, or the two tracks don't line up. But this is about how much the 5-minute clips overlap. So you should be able to get fairly sufficient with that if you're trying to make a continuous clip here. And you can see here when I play this clip, utility poles that they're curving around makes the clip almost seamless, that you can't even tell that there's a jump cut in there, because there isn't a jump cut. It actually looks seamless, and you get pretty good if you're doing it all the time. But most of you are not going to be using the dash cam for making videos. You're simply going to be using the dash cam for security purposes. So that's how the dash cam works to download the files onto your computer. Quick review of the AUTO-VOX dash cam. This is a good dash cam. It shoots good quality video, 1080p at 140 degrees. It shoots both sides of the road. Even on multi-lane big roadways, you can see both sides and well into the shoulders on both sides. It's good quality video for most part. 96% of the time you can just set it up on automatic and it will fire up automatically when you start your vehicle. It works well in the wintertime. I don't know about hot temperatures because I haven't had it in the car in the summertime, but most of the time in the wintertime I don't even take it out of the vehicle. I just leave it in the vehicle. It moves easily between vehicles, and because I'm moving around vehicles all the time, because I'm teaching in different vehicles, commercial vehicles and passenger vehicles and those types of things, it works really well and it's easy to move around between vehicles. It simply plugs into the power source in your vehicle, and as I said, the plug-in for the power source on the unit has a USB drive. So for me on an older vehicle, it works really well because I can plug my phone in and those types of things. As well, it works fairly well on the computer. Unfortunately, it's in 5-minute increments for the files that it saves to the camera. It's a 6 hours, approximately 6 hours of video that it will save. So it's good for longer trips as well. And it's fairly easy to find the clip that you're looking for. It's a bit of a pain if you're trying to make a continuous video. You got to butt the videos together and sort of line them up because they overlap, and you got to figure out where that overlap is to make them seamless. But for the most part, it works well. It's a good camera, 4 out of 5. Question for my smart drivers. With this review, would you consider buying the AUTO-VOX dash cam? Leave a comment down in the comment section there. All of that helps out the new drivers looking towards buying a dash cam. I'm Rick with Smart Drive Test. Thanks very much for watching. If you like what you see here, share, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section. As well, hit that thumbs up button. Check out all the videos here on the channel if you're working towards a license or starting a career as a truck or bus driver. Lots of great information here as well. Head over to my website, good information over there. And if you're working towards a license, great online courses that you can purchase. Thanks again for watching. Good luck on your road test. And remember, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer. Have a great day. Bye now. Question for my smart drivers. With this review, would you consider buying the